Hello everyone, welcome to our lecture series of financial management. So today is lecture number 16 of financial management. So in this video, we could be covering the topic, next topic of financial planning. So this video, if you see in this video of lecture number 16, is a part of a wealth management module. So it is very important. Financial planning is very important for any business organization. So there should be some pre-planning, or there should be some kind of a budgeting. It has to be done previously to start of any business. So it should be done a pre-planning or a planning of any business. It should be done before starting of the any business, before starting year of any business. So it should be fully planned. So we are going to see what are the different parameters which comes, or what are the different points one has to be take into consideration while planning, uh, for planning a business. So if you see, uh, so let's start with the financial planning, or financial planning. Generally, if you see what is the financial planning, it is a process of assessing the income, expenses, assets and liabilities to develop a comprehensive plan to meet current and future financial goal. So it becomes very important to plan your finance so that you don't run out of money, and whenever you required, you must be having a sufficient amount of money to fulfill your financial goals. So we could be covering whatever could be a financial goal, but for now understand that analyzing your current financial situation becomes a very important part of a financial planning. For all the income source you are having, whether where you are, or where are your expenses going, and what all the assets you are having, so the properties you are owning, what are your liabilities, any loans if you are taken, then what is the amount of that liabilities. It becomes an all important to do analysis so that you can make a proper financial planning. So how much more amount you could be requiring in future per course of a time for fulfilling any financial goal, there you should invest the surplus amount you are saving. So where you should invest, that is what all the schemes or what asset classes. So financial planning deals with this all the things. It works preliminarily through identification of a major goals and putting in place an action plan to ensure adequate finance to meet these goals. So as I said, when we talk about a financial planning, whenever we plan to achieve certain goals. So we are planning, or we are making a plan because we want to achieve something. So some way, if we are making if we are planning our finance, we must be having something in our mind to achieve. So those are called the financial goals, and those goals could be different, or it is an holistic approach that considered current financial situation, which evaluates the future needs and risk involvement, and develop a framework to funds. So those needs are given, and gives you the progress. So in just not only analyze your current financial situation, but evaluates what our future needs could occur. So this is why a planning comes in so into a picture. So because you are planning for future course of a time, and so there is a risk involved, there is an inflation involved, and there is a different financial goal that could come. The emergency fund, the emergency cases would happen. So for all of these things, you need to be prepared with your finance. So so that it does not get a burden on you, and you do not live life miserably. So it becomes a very important to do a proper financial planning. And now just developing a plan, then you need to review your progress every time. You need to review your progress with that plan. So whenever you are able to achieve what your thoughts of or not, so let's move on the financial planning process. So if you see a financial planning process, so that's starting with the identification of a financial goal. Then you need to assess your current financial situation. You need to do a risk profiling, assets allocation or investment, and then constant monitoring and rebalancing is defined. So one by one we could be talking about all these five components of a financial process. So identifying a financial goal. Now financial goal, if you see first one, a financial goal, it describes the future needs of a individual. So that requires funding. Identifying a financial goal, it helps put in place spending, savings, and investment plan so that current and future needs are met. So as and when required, so financial goals are the things that you want to achieve in future course of a time, and that could require certain amount of money to be spent. And along with the time, you know that the inflation rate is there, so the purchasing power which you are having right now of your money won't be the same. So the value of 100 rupees which you are spending today, after 10 years, if you see, or 15 years, it won't be the same. So the value of commodities, everything could in it could not be same. So you could be end up spending more. So we need to consider that inflation factor also. So when we are setting our financial goal, so how much amount will be required at a future value of that, at a future value, because we are considering the goal that needs to be fulfilled in future. Now this financial goal involving large sum of money may be like buying a home, children's educations, servant marriage, medical expenses, vacation plans, and deferment goals. So these are a few examples. These are few examples. Lower, for example, you wanted to buy a home, you wanted to get a car, or so, or we can say you want to plan for your children's higher education and children's marriage, any medical expenses. As medical expenses are rapidly increasing, so you need to manage a large amount of money for that. So any vacation plan in mind, so which cost you a huge which cost you a huge amount retirement goals. All are these some of the examples that you could be set in your financial goal. So it depends on the individual. So you may be having your own goals to achieve. Now future value of a goal, as I said, you just don't need to set a financial goal. You need to estimate you need to estimate what amount could be spent in that goal achieving. So what could be that amount? Now future value of a goal, could consider the future value of a code, which could consider uh, below or mention three or three major factors. So if you see the first factor, very factor one, first thing, the current value of a goal or expenses. So you need to think that. So let's take an example that you wanted to say for your children's higher education. Now current value of that post graduation or post graduation courses, rupees 8 lakh. So what could be or what could be your parents tell that 8 lakh rupees when you when you are, or when your child could be joining, so the time to join college, let's as you could be a 10 years later. So after 10 years your daughter or your son could be joining that college, and the current post graduation no cost to offer that particular institute in rupees 8 lakhs. So will it remains the same? The 10 years also of a course. Now we need to consider the inflammation rate. So let's assume that the inflammation rate of a 7%, yeah, it always good to be a little conservative and assume are you having a your higher inflammation rate than actually going, because it could be help you investing for a large sum of money, and you don't lack of a cashes or amount. So whenever required, so it always advised to be a little conservative and assuming something when assuming inflammation rate and cost, etc. So if you see or if you assume the inflammation rate of a 7% times to be joint colleges 10 years, and the current cost is 8 lakh. So we need to assess the future value. What could be a future value of 8 lakhs into the inflammation rate percentage? So 1 plus 0 0.07 raised to the power number of your status, then we could be getting it is as near about 15 lakh. So 73,000 or 70 or 721, so it almost double the amount of, you can see the difference. So what the same money power which is the current time rupees 8 lakh could be doubling its in the time of a 10 years. So this is how we need to consider the inflammation rate. Now if we want to accumulate this 15 lakhs, you must save and invest so amount at a certain rate of a percentage, so it could or which you could get that, so that you could accumulate this amount of money at that period of a time. So for example of a 10 years, you could invest it in your equity oriented mutual fund, or it could be a giving you a rate of percentage around a 10%, so which could be giving you a rate of return of about a 10%. So with that value, you may or you can calculate the future value, and you can get an idea that that will be equal to 50 lakhs 73,000, and so much over the curves required. So thus we need to estimate what will what will or how much we should invest in any particular scheme, what will return you could be getting, and what will be the future value of return could be equal to a future value of the goal. So which you want to boss you which you want to boss you. So this is how you could plan, or you should decide about your financial goal. Now if you see in the next part, if you see in the next or if you see in the next part, we are coming to the next part of our current financial situation. So we need to categorize our finance in four broad categories, and that is in the income basis or income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. So income is generally what is generating you cash inflows. So you are earning through your job, so you are earning through your business, or you may be or you are earning through any rent, so that all is considered as an income. Because if you see, because that is regularly generating you some sort or some short of the cash flows. Now expenses is what you are spending, so here you could keep a control on your expenses and not get on to the lifestyle inflammation, so which fights the lifestyle inflammation factor. So you try to manage your if you try to manage you manage or know the difference between the needs and what is the wants of your, and that you can or you could be able to save the surplus amount. So out of the income, how much after expenses you could save at surplus, because that surplus would serve as the investable surplus which you could invest to generate the money over a period of time. Now you also need to find out the difference between the asset building and liability creation. So many people they tends to or they move or tends to take loans like a car loans, etc. So these unsecured loans, the personal loans, the credit loans, or the credit cards, the credit card or the car loans. So these are the unsecured loans. So these are robust. The loans are the loans and the rate carded unsecured loans and the car loans. If you are taking that is the loan for an asset which could be depreciating over time. Yeah, the value of a car could be depreciating, so you are not taking a loan for wealth creation. Other than that, you are taking the loan and you are distributing your finance for future period of a time. So it's better advice not to take a loan until you need. It's better to spend sometimes, save, invest, accumulate that wealth and then fulfill your bond rather than taking the loan to fulfill your bond. And even if taking the loan for certain asset building is necessary, like you want to buy your home or you want to take a loan for that, it's okay. But you need to generate the income from that house also. So put your home at rent and he could be generating the regular income out of that. So try to convert your liabilities into assets, and this is how your assets are the properties which you are owning. And so it may be in the form of a land in it, or maybe in the form of your house you are owning. So it may be in form of all the stocks which you are owning. So investment you are having or you have made, for example gold and etc. So all what is overall amount of asset which you are owning, and what is the liabilities that you have to pay off. So after deducing the liabilities from asset, what you could be left could be your net worth. So that could be actually be the value of profit, so which you have created over a period of time. So as I said, the asset minus liabilities could give you the net worth, and if net worth could be telling your actual financial position income. So actual financial position income minus expenses could be providing you the saving or surplus figure. And did saving and surplus, you just know, don't need to keep in stagnant. You need to invest, or you need to invest in mutual fund schemes, or maybe in stock bound asset, or any asset, stock bond assets, any asset classes as for your risk taking capacity. And the return percentage could which you expect. Now it's also suggested that you prepare your budget periodically, and so preparing a budget could give you an idea, so whether you are spending much where you are. So well, what all are your income sources, and so what you need to cut on regular budget preparation. So could be give an idea of what you plan and how much you are able to execute according to your budget plan. So this is the importance of a planning. One has to be take care. So what we discussed in this video, the importance of a planning for our personal day-to-day life, by taking some of the examples, isn't it? So same kind of an mindset should be there for any owner of a business, so that he can think on it and he can do a very good plan for a good execution of his business. Okay, in next lecture we will continue the planning. Till then we'll stop here. Thank you.